What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Hope all you're having a great day so far. Getting into this episode of GH. I enjoyed this episode. It was a hot mess. Sonny and Carly's divorce mediation, negotiation, or whatever. It was starting to turn out to be a mess at first. It was about to go left very quickly. Um, I was shocked that Sonny didn't have Diane representing him this time. He got a different lawyer, Malcolm. Diane probably didn't represent him because it is technically a conflict of interest. I mean, she did at one point represent him and Carly while they were married. So, but Diane did say that if she had to represent one of them, she would have to drop one of them. So it was going to be messy either way. So I guess he just decided to go with somebody else, which is smart. Um, so they were getting down to business. Rebecca was not playing. Rebecca tried so hard before Sonny and Malcolm came in. She tried so hard to get Carly to ask for more from Sonny. She tried so hard, but Carly said, "Listen, I got my list of stuff that I want from him, and that's it. I don't want nothing else." She was like, "I want this drama free, as painless as possible." And Rebecca, you could tell she was disappointed. She was like, "Damn, like she not used to this type of divorce." Like, where everybody all cordial and the wife don't want nothing. Because Carly could have walked away with a lot. Carly could have walked away with majority of the shared assets. She could have walked away with a lot of shit, a lot of money, a lot of assets. She could have, if she wanted to, she could have went for the jugular, but she chose not to. And I think that's growth on Carly's part. Like, that's a lot of growth because if this was, maybe a couple years ago or a year, she definitely would have took Sunny ass to the cleaners without hesitation. Um, so they get up in there, and Carly pretty much laid it out there. She was like, "Listen, I don't want Sonny's money. I got my own money." I love when she said that because it was such an independent boss move. And she was just letting everybody know, "Listen, I make my own money. I don't need shit from him." You know what I'm saying? The only thing in this divorce that she really wanted, as far as assets, was his house. That's the only thing she wanted. She didn't want nothing else but the main house. That's the only thing she wanted. And I knew Sonny was not about to let her have it. I knew he wasn't. I knew he was going to try to put up some type of fight. And of course he did. He was like, "Listen, you abandoned me. You're not taking my house." Sonny was sitting up there pouting like a child. I'm like, "Sonny, shut up." My whole thought during that whole thing was, "Sonny, shut up. You are walking away from this with a slap on the wrist. All this woman wants is the main house. Shut the hell up before she get mad and she asks for more." Shut up. Just let her have it. Shit. And I can understand why he didn't want her to have it though, because my thought was that's not shared property though. The main house that he's been living in for decades, like for over a decade, he's had that house since 2005. Almost 20 years he's had that house. What, 17, 18 years? He done had that house? Why should she have it though? You know what I'm saying? That was my initial thought because I'm like, that's not marital property. That's not community property. He had that house before remarrying her. Um, but my other thought was, well, their daughter, has been living in that house since she was born, so why uproot her? You know what I mean? She's gonna have to be uprooted anyway, but you know, why do it? As far as main residents go, that'd be her primary home. Um, but my thought was, this is all Carly's asking for in the divorce. Sonny's getting off scot free. Let her have it. And he put up a little fight, and Carly at that point, when he tried to put up a fight, Carly was like, "Listen, you want the damn house, you keep the damn house. I'm not about to argue and fight with you about this. I just threw it out there that that's what I wanted. If you want it, you can have it." Because he talking about, "Oh, I don't want to uproot her, like I don't want her living out of a hotel or separate homes and all that stuff." Carly was like, "Listen, Donna's gonna have to live in a separate house anyway. Whether Carly keeps that house or he keeps the house, it doesn't matter. She's gonna have to bounce between two homes anyway, so it don't really matter." And he was sitting there talking about he didn't want her living out of a hotel. My thing is, what happened to Carly's house? Because the last I heard of it, Bobby was living there. But I do remember Carly still owned the house, so why isn't she moving back in there? You know what I'm saying? She could easily move back to that house, unless off screen she sold it or something, or she signed it over to Bobby or whatever. That I'm not sure if that's what she did, but it's possible. But yeah, it was like, dude, let her have the damn house if that's what she want. Like it's the only thing she wants. You're walking away with millions of dollars, your island, your penthouse, all your other holdings, business holdings, everything. You're walking away with everything. This is the one thing she wants. Let her have it. Let her have it. That's what I would have did. So, they started talking alone or whatever, and he came up with this crazy ass proposition. He said, listen, why don't we just stay married for the sake of the kids? Because he didn't want to separate Donna and Avery. And he really tried to he continues to try to put blame on Carly. He talking about, oh, I don't want to separate them and uproot them because of you. I was like, dude, and I'm glad Carly fought back against him, was like, listen, this is on you. This ain't on me. You slept with another hoe. This on you. Like, you did that. And I agree. Like, why you keep blaming her for it? Like, that goes to show ain't nothing about that man changed. Like, he's still trying to blame her and stuff like that. So I'm glad she going through with this divorce. So yeah, he tried to come up with that crazy ass proposition, talking about some, oh, we could stay in this marriage, we could take the romantic part out of it and just stay together for the kids. Hell no, 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 no. And I'm glad Carly vetoed that. She said absolutely not. Cause it really doesn't do anything for the kids. She doesn't want Donna or Avery watching them in an unhealthy relationship. She said no, she want those girls to see a healthy, loving relationship. She said we don't have that anymore. And I agree with her. Why subject them to something that's not real? You know what I'm saying? Like, absolutely not. So I'm happy that Sonny finally, relented, and he was like, "Listen, you keep the house. I'll move into the penthouse." Good. I'm glad that he came to his senses. 'Cause I'm like, this is all she want from you. You better take it, for she changed her mind. I'm just saying. Um, So, the lawyers came back in and it was painless and, easy. Carly just told them that, me and Sonny reached a decision. You could draft up the paperwork and we'll both sign it. I'm glad that it went the way it went, because it could have went left, because that's what Carly was trying to avoid, a courtroom battle, as far as custody and stuff. So he was like, all right, look, you can have a house. Donna can live with you there. He was just worried about not being able to live with his daughter full time. And it's like, well, that's what happens when you get a divorce. But y'all could split custody. It's like, there's no need to fight about this. Haven't y'all fought enough over the years? Damn, at least make this divorce easy. Because Lord knows the other divorces that they done had been hard as hell. So I'm glad that this one was amicable enough. It was cordial, thank God. And, even though Sonny feels like he not really getting what he want, technically you are. You walking away with what you got. She ain't asked you for shit. Spousal support, nothing. She don't want nothing but the house. And that's it. Take it and go. you know? Um, so anyway, moving on from that. I was totally on Jocelyn's side today with Esme. Like, I understand Trina's frustration because she doesn't want to make a bad situation between her, Esme, and Spencer. She don't want to make a bad situation worse. I get it. But I was totally team Jocelyn today because Jocelyn was letting Esme have it in the worst way. Because Esme tried to fake the funk. She tried to put up a fake trying to act like, oh, Spencer tells me everything. I already knew about the gift that he got you. Jocelyn pulled her punk card. Jocelyn said, oh, so Spencer tells you everything. So tell me, what is the gift that he got Trina? Esme didn't know what the gift was because he didn't tell her. And you could tell that she didn't know because her ass was sitting there stalling. Oh, why do you keep attacking me? She tried to deflect. That girl tried to deflect because I'm like, you know he don't tell you nothing. Why would he tell you that he got Trina a gift, knowing you don't like her and that you're insecure about her? Why would he tell you that? She knew her ass was lying, and I'm glad Jocelyn pulled her punk card. She definitely did. And I love that Jocelyn has instincts like that. Like, she know Esme is full of shit, and she kept calling her out. She was like, listen, you're manipulative, you play victim all the time, you keep trying to, every time you pop up, you keep trying to put up this act like you're trying to mend fences and stuff when you're really not. I loved every second of Jocelyn today because Jocelyn was calling her ass to the carpet, and I loved it. As much as Trina didn't like it, I loved it because I feel like Jocelyn was looking out for Trina too. Like, stop buying this girl's act, because that's all it is. It's an act. She does it with everybody. She manipulates and she plays victim. This is what she does best. And I'm glad Jocelyn was not having it. But I do feel like the friction between Trina and Jocelyn is also playing into Esme's hands because this is what Esme wants. And now she has that video. And she's going to try to release the video, and she sees a little bit of the tension between Jocelyn and Trina. So she's going to try to play up on that by releasing that video, because even she looked at it and was like, oh, it's almost showtime. She planned on releasing that video and probably gonna frame Trina for it to make it seem like, oh, she released it to get back at Jocelyn or whatever. And I'm really hoping Jocelyn doesn't fall for it. I hope she knows Trina better than that, to know that she wouldn't do no foolishness like that, you know? Because she know Esme's full of shit. Everything that goes down around them, she know Esme has a hand in it. So anyway, moving on from that, it is getting crazy up in Switzerland. It is getting crazy. I am so glad it was Felicia that pulled up, and I had a feeling it was her that pulled up on Maxie and stuff. You know, she was filling Maxie in on how she knew how to find her and all that. So they got the hell up out of there before, you know, Peter showed up. But of course, it didn't take long for Peter crazy ass to show up. That man popped up, bumping their car, trying to run them off the road. And he succeeded, and, you know, Felicia ended up getting knocked out or whatever at the wheel. And this fool gonna walk up and tell Maxie, gonna pull out his gun or whatever, talking about, come to me now, or I'll shoot you where you stand. Let me tell you something. I am loving Maxie, because Maxie at this point don't give a flying fig. She do not care. Maxie said, listen, bitch, if you gonna shoot me, you need to shoot me. Because she said, I'm not coming nowhere near your ass. So you just gonna have to shoot me. I was here for it. I loved it. But she also tried to play on him too, because she was like, if you do shoot me, then you're just proving what a monster that you are or whatever. And at this point, Peter don't care. Peter was getting ready to shoot. He was lining up his shot against her. But thank God, you know, Felicia woke up when she did and knocked his ass out. So he fell off that little structure or whatever and got knocked out. I said, thank God for Felicia. Thank God, knock his ass out. Y'all need to go down there and find something to tie him up with, so this time he don't wake up and get away this time. You know, tie his ass up. So anyway, Anna, Dante, and Drew, they shooting at the cabin and stuff like that because somebody opening fire. And of course, it's that little crooked ass agent. They think it's Peter up in here, but it's the agent. So, you know, Drew, Dante, and them, they bust up in there or whatever. And the agent sitting here talking about, oh, I was, you know, Peter got away. I was shooting at him and stuff like that and trying to get him. They was not buying it. Anna wasn't buying it. She knew his ass was crooked and he was lying. She knew he was crooked. They were not buying it. So, of course, you know, Anna and Drew run off to go try to find Peter, and Dante stayed with the dude. I'm like, his ass is crooked. And I'm glad they didn't fall for his foolishness. Thank God. But they need to hurry up and find Peter quick before he end up waking up trying to get away. That's the last thing they need. So anyway, moving on from that, Laura's little assistant ain't shit. Like, her assistant ain't shit. She's sitting here, because we all know she on Victor payroll. We been on that. She's sitting there eavesdropping on their conversation, on Laura's conversation with Robert or whatever, because he was filling Laura in about what's going on in Switzerland and stuff like that with Felicia and how Mac is worried. Sam popped up, because remember, Sam ass was on the docks eavesdropping on Johan and Victor, and she was recording them and stuff like that. Victor is not happy that their guy lost Peter, you know, the little crooked agent or whatever. So now he wants to send Johan to Switzerland to go find Peter. Sam, I was like, damn, she almost got caught. She done slipped on that bottle. I said, damn, girl. I'm glad she got, you know, cat-like reflexes and she got the hell up out of there before Johan came up around that corner. But Victor noticed that little smash bottle, though. I think he knows it was more than a cat, because Johan told me, oh, it's probably a cat. It ain't no damn cat. Cats don't smash bottles, Johan. They don't do that. They can't smash a bottle. They can, but you're going to see some blood. I'm just saying. And I think Victor know that it was more than a cat. The way he was looking at it, he was like, nah, something ain't right over here. So, of course, Sam bumps into Laura and Robert, and she filled them in about what she saw on the pier. Laura is putting everything together. She is definitely putting everything together, because Robert done called the WSB or whatever to get an update on something, and they found out that an agent that they know was in Austria or whatever, or he was in Amsterdam or wherever that Luke died around the time that Luke died. So she know Victor got something to do with this shit. She know Laura ain't stupid when it come to Victor. She know he got a hand in it because she was like, it's too coincidental that Luke dies allegedly, and the Ice Princess, reemerges, and Victor comes into town all around the same time. She said, no, that's too much of a coincidence. And her little assistant or whatever running back telling Victor all of this shit, talking about, oh, Sam, Robert, and Laura getting too close. I say, you little snitch. Say you're snitching. Ugh, I can't stand a little two-faced snitch. So you already know once she told Victor that, the wheels in his mind is turning because he probably thinking like, okay, now I gotta get rid of their ass. Because you never know. When people get too close to a secret, you know how they do. Victor gonna be like, nope, I gotta get rid of you. You too close. You know too much. You got to go. So hopefully Laura and them find a way to get rid of his ass because Victor need to go. They need to lock him up, shoot him, do what you got to do because he doing too much in this town. But yeah, also Dante's smart though. He pretty much figured out that crooked ass agent or whatever, he had a good shot on Drew. Like the agent could have easily took Drew out, and Dante noticed that. So he figured, okay, so whoever hired your ass, they don't want Drew dead. So he know that much. So it's not gonna take them long to figure out that Victor behind it, especially once they talk to Laura and stuff like that. It wouldn't be hard to figure that out. So anyway, this episode was pretty good. I enjoyed it. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you all thought. And I will see you all later. Have a great night. Peace.